just going through this particular image that came through today. It was an image of Jah Prayzah. He's in a very interesting looking costume, but I wasn't surprised to see him in that type of garment. It's been happening for a very long time. The pop stars always found a way to dress in a controversial way. Like if you remember Terence Trent D'Arby, same as Michael Jackson. Prince wore high heels. He dressed very strangely, but he always got a pass because it's Prince, and they say, well, he's such a phenomenal artist. Forgive him for his unusual dressing. But what it really is androgyny. You've got a male putting on clothes that would be more suitable worn by a woman. So that all deals with gender fluidity. When these artists dress like that, as you can see with Jah Prayzah in the white garment there, it's very feminine, because that's not really how men in Zimbabwe traditionally dress. That's now catering to more of a global audience. And what it really is that it's deeper than the eye can see. There's more to that type of dressing than meets the eye. Those colors that he has on this particular night, he was launching an album. When you look at the title of the album, you get the sense that he is coming out, in quotations. He is coming out. He's reintroducing himself, if you will. So this reintroduction is necessary because he has undergone a transformation. Hence you see him coming out in that white garment, which you could think of as a garment of the gods. If you find ancient depictions of the Kemetic god Osiris, he's normally depicted in that white. So it's more a depiction of himself as a god. I've said before that Mwari and Osiris is one and the same. So when you see Jah Prayzah coming out all white like that, yes, that's a renewed version of himself, now reintroducing himself to the people. Mwari is gender fluid. He is neither male nor female. And I'm not talking about the God of the scriptures. I'm talking about Mwari as understood by the ancient people. That was a gender fluid God, neither male nor female. So you see Jah Prayzah coming out in all white as Osiris. So he's in that gender fluid state. That goes back to the concept of duality. And you're going to see it again in the next garment that he puts on. He's dressed in purple, right? Now, purple, that's really a mixture of red and blue. And these are Saturnian colors. That's where you get the color purple. So the color purple gives us an idea of the deeper beliefs within our societies globally, not just America, not just Zimbabwe, but just globally. That belief in the god Saturn. But this god Saturn really is the Baphomet, right? Now we're going to the five-pointed star. That's the Baphomet, the goat. When they talk about the greatest of all time, they really are talking about the Baphomet, which is the god Saturn, which is the color purple, which is a mixture of the red and the blue. Now, in our culture here, this particular concept of the mixing in of the male and the female, this is hidden in the myth of Nehanda and that incestuous union with her brother. That is the hidden teaching, hidden within that particular myth, because they had to hide certain teachings in myths. So, what you then see happening when the pop star comes out dressed in a gender fluid fashion, looking as if he'd be both male and female, he is engulfed in that feminine energy. He's showing you the influence of the feminine, because it's obvious, it's obvious in the dressing that he has on that there's a feminine influence. It's a ritual of sorts. You can see it as a show, but that show is in itself a ritual where he is getting raised in the particular fraternity that he belongs in. Now, a lot of these fraternities are secret societies, so you're not really going to know about it because it's a secret. So basically, Jah Prayzah is being broken down. And once you break down someone who represents a very large group of people, it becomes easy to break down all the other men. So how that's happening is when they have him dressed like that, with that feminine type of energy around him, it's a means of breaking him down. With his consent, obviously. And in so doing, they have access to the psyche of all the other men who are followers, who look up to him, who hold him highly in their lives. They become broken down also. So you see, that's all part of social engineering. That's all part of mind control. This is how they gain access in the minds of the people through their icons, through their heroes, which is why you always have got to be careful what it is you follow and what you give your attention and your energy to, because it's deeper than just a man on stage. It is an idea. It is an ancient idea that you are looking at a lot of the times. And you have to understand that the ideas that our people in Zimbabwe are normally fed are ideas that are mostly from the Western world. But these are actually ideas that come from our own past as people who have that connection with the people of ancient Kemet, who then became the people of Africa. These were the Hamites. So it's really our history that is now powered through Hollywood, and we're being fed back that ancient history that led to our downfall in the first place. So it's almost like we go around the same circles over and over and over and over, because a lot of people are lost in that spiral. A lot of people's lives are spiraling out of control because they've been lost from the very beginning. They came here lost, and they're still lost, gazing at stars, gazing at people who've been taken over by powers and principalities and dark forces, but they hold those people up as light, thinking that these people are their salvation. But in fact, they are not. Unfortunately, it's quite the opposite. And it's quite easy to break down the Zimbabwean man and to effeminize him. The drugs help the powers that be to achieve that, because the drugs themselves that are proliferating our society are aiding, or they really are a gateway into these strange types of behavior. So the drugs are partly being used to break down the men into less than who and what they are. And a lot of these men that are high on drugs become gender fluid. It's crazy, man, when you really start to connect the dots and you see what's happening as far as the spiritual and mental manipulation and how it's done. Oh man, this is deeper than a lot of people can ever imagine. It's far deeper.